can't stop, but I'm gonna get fat.
Shut up. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to I Want Entertainment Gamers Paradise 2, the game of the summer. We are here with Romeo, level 5. Simulation just started. So, oh my God. Why is that playing back there? Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's up? What's on your mind? How you been?
Child, I've been stressed, but not really. Because honestly, I think I have a really good position in this game. I'm not getting comfortable by no means. I'm still definitely going to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and working these relationships. But I think my plan to play the middle is working. And see, I think this is the difference between a Survivor game and a Big Brother game. Because with the Big Brother, since everyone's all out in the open and I get to interact with everybody, it's a lot easier for me to play the middle. So I think me playing the middle, it's coming along well. You know, I have my 4 horsemen's alliance chat with me, Sean, Garrett, and Brandon. We made some moves last round-esque. I mean, before everything that happened with the round. But that was like a good indicator of like, okay, if we can work together, things can actually happen. Hopefully that can work out for the long term. I have my let's talk. I'm pretty sure Sharonica came up with that. I don't even know who came up with that chat to begin with, but I'm pretty sure it was Sharonica. And I don't know, that's just so funny. And I don't think no one's like, I think it was meant for a whole different reason. It wasn't even meant to be like an alliance chat. It really was just meant for her to like talk. But it's seeming to work in its way, I guess. Of course, then there's me with Hannah and Tasha. I think that's good. I really am trying to like push that more so as who I'm working with and who folks feel as though my loyalty lies with the most. Hannah already kind of told me final 2. Do I believe her? Meh. But do I feel as though I can trust her at least for now? Absolutely. And I think as long as I can trust Hannah, I can trust Tasha. And as long as I'm not able to do anything so outlandish that kind of exposed my cards, then I think I'm in a good spot with them. And then you got everybody else, which really isn't that many people left when you really think about it. I think the only people left after that is,
You think? Oh,
is
yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Sorry.
is Billy, Papa, and Tyler. All 3 on my list. So yeah.
If those three were out in sequence, is that ideal for you?
That would be perfect. Oh, so perfect.
All right. So we just been through like a dramatic level. It started off really fun. Like the racing level at the start, that was fun. Watching y'all as little fucking duckies all dressed up cute. That was fun. And then two people out, one fell swoop. So it's sort of like a double. Which maybe should relieve you in the future that if any double was planned, maybe it's altered because we had an impromptu one. So does the end of level 4, does it make this game does it make the game feel completely different? Does it make the game feel wide open? Or does it feel for you the same in that your position's the same, the avenue you were going was the same? It's just 2 ladies out here that you weren't technically working with to begin with.
Definitely the last one. I feel like that I feel the same in the sense that those weren't 2 people that I was looking to work with long term and that were eventually going to have to go. And it's unfortunate that they went in the way that they did. But with the game still going on, that's good for me because now that's less people that I'm worried about targeting or wanting to get out before I can finally put that line in the sand and start to win comps. Because right now, like, I just want y'all to know, like, and I think you know this too, like, I'm strategically not winning comps on purpose. Like, I'm really not trying to put my all into these comps because I do not want to expose my hand. The easiest way for me to play the middle is by not having to make decisions. As long as I don't
So
have
you
to.
think when push comes to shove and numbers start crunching, threats start rising,
Mhm.
when names start being mentioned and they look at, what people have produced in the past, they're going to be looking at the Brandons who have won. They're going to be looking at the Seans who have won, and they're
Mhm.
not going to be looking at Romeo.
You know, they're gonna
I get it.
they're gonna be looking at the people that definitely they feel so, oh, they're a comp threat. Like for me, they'll look at me as a social threat, but they'll take their chances with the social threat versus a comp threat. And so as long as I have them to kind of shield me, if you will, then I'm definitely in a good spot. I mean, like I said, if those three that I mentioned, Brandon, Tyler, I mean not Brandon, Tyler, Billy, and Papa, if them three can somehow go back to back to back with these next 3 rounds, then I see a clear path to the finale. Is everyone that will be left in the game will be people that I'll be fully connected with and that I'll have established some type of trust and rapport with. And that will allow me to then be able to navigate in a different way than I'm navigating the game right now. Right now, and it's all about survival. And so I'm trying to make sure that I walk with caution in this line before I finally show what side I'm going to be on.
Now, in terms of this level, you
Mhm.
chose. I know you obviously CPU. I don't know if you chose the debugging or corruptor off the top of my head.
I did debug.
And reasoning for that.
Well, it's low key like the survivor fan in me. And I think you can attest to this. Sandy Probes. Um, oh, it was Jonathan Probes. I forgot I added the Jonathan in there as your middle name. Yeah, it's your vote's everything. Like it's one thing to win comps, yeah, it's cool, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is your vote. And so for me, again, I didn't want to be in a position where I had to make a decision. Like I low key, lowest of keys. I'm so glad that I did not become the corruptor last round like it was looking like I was going to end up being. And so glad I wasn't being put in a position to where I would have had to make a decision. Cause like I said, I do not want to show my hands yet. So the easiest way for me to do that was through a debug. And I mean, with the amount of people and the people that we have debugging, no matter what, I'm going to be on the side of the majority. So it was a good move for me. The people that I didn't want necessarily debugging, I mean, unfortunately, Papa, that lucky bastard, got where they competed in all 3 rounds, which is like, hey, that's fine, but even still with the people that are debugging, um, who was it? It was one person that I was just like kind of like, maybe, it was Drogon. Chill, Mo. You supposed to be asleep. It's past your bedtime, damn it. Don't be doing all this. I'm sorry, y'all. My dog is acting a goddamn fool, and I don't understand why. Normally
No,
he's
don't worry. I have 3 of them, and I get it. I do.
his ass supposed to be asleep right now. Jared. Jared is that one where this will be able to test Jared to see where his loyalty lies. Because if I know that me, Sharonica, and Benny can all get on the same page because of the whole Let's Talk alliance, and if I can convince Garrett and pretty much the Four Horsemen that the move that we need to make is in line with the Let's Talk alliance, and the reason why I'm saying that is because the Let's Talk Alliance has the majority vote. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. Just want to make that clear. It's all from a strategy standpoint. Like that's where the votes lie at because we have more people over there. I have three. It's three of us versus the two with the horsemen that are able to vote. So it would just only make sense for us on the Four Horsemen to vote with the Let's Talk Alliance. It's just, and so that would be a way for me to test Garrett's what's called loyalty to me. And with that being the case, then hopefully we'll be able to get out one of my targets, either being Papa, Billy, or Tyler.
Now, what happens if Papa beats Sean? Do you have a plan of action? Because, you know, there's two different ways this week could start, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good for you if Sean wins.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying it's bad for you if Papa wins, but that's more of like the question mark, right? Have you planned for that at all?
Absolutely. As you can see, at being on production, that I hit Papa up not too long after the whole live and us figuring out what we were going to be doing for the round. And kind of was just like, you know, we really haven't talked. I really want us to connect. Not gonna lie, I was using the event last night and everything to be like, you know, especially with everything happening, we haven't really chatted, and I really want us to chat. So I want him to think that it's more so a conversation to make sure that him and I are good, and so that he knows that I'm not looking at him differently, so that way I can stay off his radar, because I don't think I'm on his radar right now. I definitely think there's other people that are on his radar well before me. And so, but if he does end up being the CPU, and if this rumor is correct about Papa nominating Sean and Jackie, then again, this is why you have shields. And regardless, again, looking at the people that are allowed to make that final vote, even if Sean ends up being a final nominee, a final glitch with Jackie, Sean has the votes to stay. Because even if Sharonica votes for Jackie to stay and vote Sean out, and if Papa votes Sean out, me, Benny, and Garrett will vote Sean out. And that's what this will show. It will show Garrett's hand. If Garrett was to vote out Sean, it will show his hand. And I don't think Garrett is ready to do that this soon in the game.
Okay.
Because if I'm correct,
no, you're good.
in my reading of Garrett, and Garrett is trying to play the exact same game that I'm playing, that middle game, then if we're on that same page and wavelength, now's not the time to show your hands. And so that's why I'm hoping Garrett kind of, at least with I'm saying this in hopes that I have a lot more weight and who he's going to be loyal to. So
who is the biggest threat to win the game right now?
it's a couple.
Who's the one that just based on your perception just is risen to the top, even if it's a centimeter? Whose head is highest above the water?
Honestly, the first name that came to mind was Sean.
Okay. How do you think that you are perceived in this game? What do you think people think about Romeo?
Honestly, I don't think they think too much of me. I think that they're like, oh, Romeo's a fun person. Don't really think too much. I don't think they really fully know where I lie. I think they think I'm cool with Sean, but I think they think I'm a lot closer to Hannah. Yeah, I don't really think people think that much of me. I haven't really heard my name being thrown out there for anything. And based off of how those rankings fell in the for that racing, apparently a lot more people trust me than what I thought.
I'm good on questions.
So me and Sean made a final two.
Okay, I was on that call earlier. I didn't hear the final two bit, but
Yeah.
that voice that you just made was the voice that you made when you were like telling him about the types and stuff. So I'm guessing that that was around the final two part. I mean, the final two discussion. Yes, no?
Yes, it was. It definitely was. I've been holding like I mean, y'all know Tasha Ben sent me that list. And I just been sitting on it, slowly trying to do some work and research and filling out who fits the missing pieces. And so I felt now was a good time and a good point in the game because if my calculations are correct, I'm not too sure though, but we should be at that point in the game where the merge, I mean not merge, I keep saying that. God damn it. When the jury phase and shit, that's not even the word to say anyway. So I mean I'm all fucked anyway. But when the jury phase is languages. Um and so this was the time for me to really start to solidify some things with some people. And I haven't made a final two official with anybody yet. I said a lot of things to folks like I got you and we vibing and I really think we can like work together for the long haul, but I did not say final two with anyone until today. And I think it's good because Sean's the type of final two that I would like love to have in every game. He understands my strength and my gameplay. I understand his strength and his gameplay. We both know that we can use each other. He knows goodness well that he would be a shield for me as much as he possibly could. And when he says that I believe that he would put his game on the line for me, I believe that. And so I think by me really solidifying a final two with Sean and doing my best to honor that final two with him, I'm not gonna lie. Like at this, and like anyone that knows me in the past, and like that was my fuck up with Ascendance, and the reason why I didn't win Ascendance was because the loyalty in me came to play, and I took Robbie to the end with me, and Robbie was someone that people was just like, bitch, that's not who you bring to the end with you because you know he's going to win. But my whole thing was I wouldn't have made it to the end if it wasn't for him to begin with. And so I would be doing myself a disservice and I wouldn't feel good about my win if I know that I brought someone to the end that I didn't feel as though deserved it. Now, with that being said, luckily for me, I know I can win against Sean, regardless if he has all the comp beats and the things like that. This is what people fail to realize. This is still a social game. So your social game is going to have to definitely top mines. And the way it's looking and the way that the jury is going to be set up, I'll definitely have the vote.
Okay.
Oh, today was just such a good day for me in this game. I think I felt like I really felt confident, like I said, with my conversation with Sean. I am really starting to get a better handle and grip on coming up with the strategy and how I really want to maneuver outside of just, oh, try to play the middle, try to get to know folks, try to get to like make people feel comfortable with you so that they don't like think about you. All right, now that I do that, how am I going to get these people to vote out the people that I want to be voted out? So it happened, even though we already knew Sharonica, she thought she was doing something, but baby, I already knew Garrett was about to vote for the simulation and was about to vote for a debug. And I know I mean we was on the call, y'all wasn't on there, but we was on the call in the little let's talk chat. And she was like, oh, I'm talking to Garrett. He asking me now. I don't know what should I do. And I was like, oh, tell him to do simulation.
Not the Sharonica impersonation. 9.8 out of 10.
I was like, it's okay. I was like, tell him to do simulation and then see if he will vote for you. Say, like, if you do debug, would you vote for me? And so I did that and trying to make Sharonica feel like she was building it like that, like, oh, something with Garrett.
Like she was being the middleman, mediator, link between.
When in reality, baby girl, it was you.
You were the one who was being roped in the plan at the end. You weren't roping anybody in. I see, I get it. Damn, Romeo, look at you.
You got to get other people to do your shit too. That's how you don't get no blood on your hands. And but still, as long as you know what the hell it is that you're doing and you're able to articulate that in the end, that's what matters. Oh, that's another thing he said too, Sean. Because I mean, I like, and this is how you know I put my trust in Sean because I pretty much told him my game. I told him that I'm playing the middle, and he was like, you know what? I see that and I respect that. He was like, and if I am to go to jury, I'll make sure that they know that. Like that this was something strategically planned. It wasn't like oh, you were just throwing comps for the sake of throwing comps. I mean, you or that you because you so it's like no, you was throwing comps because you had a purpose. So yeah, I put a lot of trust in him. But I know that he's a bigger target than me. So as long as he knows and feels as though he has me in his corner, I feel as though he's gonna do his best to make sure that I stay in this game as long as I possibly can. Even if that means sacrificing himself.
Okay.
I told you I was better at Big Brother games than I am Survivor games.
I believe it now. I do. It's like the same Romeo charm, but like a whole different way of going about it. Like I feel like you have a better grasp of like where you stand and where you want to go and what to do and the conversations that need to be had with who. A lot more than who you needed to talk to in on your tribe and what do you needed to do to appear this way and not appear, and you know what I mean. So like it's refreshing and exciting because yeah, I didn't want you to come back and then get mollywopped and then just okay, love y'all but fuck y'all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I didn't want that either. And like I said in the beginning too, like I really wanted to play a different game. I wanted to show a different side of me. And I just really want to have some fun. And I have been having fun. Drama aside, I have been having a lot of fun.
And there's still a lot of game left to play to have fun, which is the
So
exciting part. Because like we're getting right to like the top of the mountain a little bit. We're on the incline. We're about to hit that jury face alternate ending. And then baby, that is where the coaster is gonna start going up, down, round and round. Oh, I have a question now. I do have a question. Okay, so on the live, Sharonica was like, next season, y'all gotta get rid of the types. Fuck that shit. And I'm like, no, baby, you haven't even seen the types yet. So with that being said, I could be just chatting shit. Cause like A, I've never seen this twist. B, I've never seen this twist, and C, I've never seen this twist, right? Like we don't know how it's gonna work. So I'm just chatting shit by like, oh, it's gonna play a part in the future. Like, be careful. So like I don't even know if that's true. I was just, chatting shit. But do you see it playing a factor at all when it comes down to like, let's say top 7, top 8, top 6, when there's not a lot of people, there's not a lot of people left in the game, period. But there's not a lot of people voting where, if it's 6, right? You have an HOH, 2 noms, and then 3 people are voting, right? So all you got to do is get 2 of those 3. But like, what happens if somebody doesn't have a vote that you decided to keep up until there, and who's on your side? What happens if you keep somebody in who has 2 votes against you when there's only 3 voters? You know what I mean? So do you think it's going to play a factor in the future? Because like on paper, I see how it could, but I don't know. What's your opinion?
Oh, I absolutely think it will, and not such a out there in an open way. I think the way that is going to play a factor in it, at least for me, is let me know who the hell I need to get out. One of the really the only reasons why I want Papa out is because he has double the effect on me. One of the reasons why I kept Garrett close to me and wanting to get close to Garrett is because he has double the effect on me. Those 2 are 2 people that could fuck me up in a situation where the vote is close. I don't need that. People aren't thinking like that necessarily.
How many people left in the game would begin to make you uncomfortable if both of your ×2s are still in the game? Because some people have the luxury right now of having no ×2 in the game, or maybe just 1. But like we're at top 12 right now. So what number, like what top spot would make you uncomfortable? Like if they're both still here, like where do they got to go by, and where's the cutoff to get rid of the times 2?
Top 6. Maybe top 7 or 8. But that's why Papa needs to go in one of these 3 rounds.
Then that gives you a little bit more playing room, a little bit more space, puts you more on an even level with the other people who have the times only 1 times 2 in the game.
Well, I'd say top 6 if it's only one of them left. If both of them are in there, then top 9, top 8 is like one of them.
Okay. So 2 at that point, and top 6, 1 left at least at the most
needs to go.
All right. Yeah. That's gonna thank you for reminding me of that. That's gonna be my confessional question of the episode. The one I'm gonna remember to ask everybody.
Oh, fuck that! Don't give them on. If they ain't think about it, think about it. No. If they ain't talking about no elements, don't bring it up. How about that?
Period.
They ain't saying nothing about no elements.
This was your ingenious. You're right. I usually instigate my questions based off of
what they say.
Inspiration.
You know. Yeah. So if they ain't saying it, they can't say no.
Well, I'm glad that your brains are thinking about it. Your brain is thinking about it, rolling through it.
Absolutely. It's definitely important, especially now that I got the information that I need. All of it.
The way you approached Sean, I was dying. I was like, you guys are so dramatic with it. So funny.
Because I was just like, yo, but I made the decision that I was gonna share it with him. I was like, nigga, talk to me. Like I said, I was like, yo, like you ain't saying nothing. Talk to me. So I was like, okay. Let me tell you now. Let me be dramatic about it. Make it seem like this is all this juicy hot tea. So, but no, and that's also another reason why I want to get Billy out sooner than later as well, because I can get if while we still have the votes, we need to get him out because I got double the power. I got the power. I really don't. I know. All these people.
If you don't have that, you said you got the power, but then you said you don't, meaning in the game?
Like I don't have a power. That's what I said.
Oh, a power.
I mean,
oh yeah. Are you concerned about those in the future, seeing as hey, one just got played right now, and Papa gets to play in every single one. So do you think that, I don't know, just powers in general could have an adverse effect on you?
Yes and no.
Especially if you don't know where they're at.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, at this point, I'm not going to lie. My speculation about the powers is that there's one for each level. So if that's the case, then I'm just assuming that there was at least 6 powers in this game. 2 of which have been played already. And another one that has been kind of brought about in the, you know how this house does with telephone and spreading information. So, but Billy has brought it to the attention of the main chat that it's a rumor of him having a power for the gotcha round to go out. So, I mean, if I was a betting man, I would definitely think that there's a power for each level. So, it's just a matter of who has what power where. I'm pretty sure Tyler has a power. He's too cocky for him not to have something. Too fucking cocky. I didn't see. I'm so glad I had to take my emotional stuff out of it in a moment, and Sean like brought me back to it because I was just like, "Fuck that! Tyler's my target. I'm targeting Tyler. I want his ass out this game." But then I was just like, that's an emotional me talking. It's not necessarily strategically me because I mean, we can get him out in a couple of more rounds. But he's not like the immediate threat, or so I think. I could be lying, but I said he's acting like a little cocky motherfucker. So he's definitely on my radar of someone who may have a power. And if Haley did give Billy a power, I wouldn't be surprised if Billy has 2 powers. Hannah probably has a power too. No, Hannah. She probably got one. I want to know who played that power on Benny. That was such a waste of freaking power. So stupid. If I had it, I would have used it right. There's been a lot of shit that happened in this game thus far. Damn. That's why I wanted to do this confessional
I
tonight.
know. What's today's date? We start on the 15th.
It's not even the 30th. It hasn't even been 2 weeks.
Literally.
Not been 2 weeks.
It feels like this has been a month and a half at least.
Okay. Oh my God. But that's legit why I want to do this confessional tonight though too, because I'm like, before any more shit come to my mind, and this just be so much for me to talk about.
Yeah, because like technically we all went through like a whole round without doing confessionals. So there's like whole rounds worth of mind stuff. Plus today's stuff, because y'all think ahead a lot when the start of a level happens.
Yeah. That was a lot. I know. Yay, I'm excited. We'll see how it plays. I think it's very poetic justice to the fact that it's a battle again against Papa and Sean.
I know, right? The storylines couldn't write. You can't write this shit.
You can't. You really can't. And who better than for Sean? See, and everything would have worked out perfectly if Papa ain't played that fucking power. That's
CPU by default.
That's another thing now that I'm going to start to look at too. When bitches start pushing certain levels, that's who you know who's about to play a power. Is because they got a power for that round. If I see, man, Sandy, no, stop all this because I'm starting to think too much. And you know what happens when motherfuckers think too much. Don't have me think too much. Let me just
Okay, no, don't we'll save it for I don't know what the phrase is, but yeah, we don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole because you're like you dug a little bit of a hole. It's a good nesting space.
right.
We trying to reach the crust.
It's no shade. Oh shade.
All right.